Hello, today I'd just like to share a couple of quick tips on how to get ping pong delays that either start wide and converge towards the center, or the opposite, where it starts basically mono and starts to spread out with the ping pong. I know you can do this with multi-tap delays, but there's simpler methods for both of these. So first of all, I have um, this instance of tension, um, which I've added a convolution, which is a this is a nice trick um, if you want sort of a more natural resonation sound. I know there's a resonator built in with the body section here in tension, but um, this I literally just recorded a plastic bottle. I have a folder of some of these sounds. Just sounds like this, and through the convolution, you can get it to sound quite a bit wider and more natural sounding. One of the things it does is impart some stereo. So for the source for this demonstration, I think it's nice because there's just a little bit of variability left to right. I actually recorded that impulse response multiple times and layered it to get the left and right. Um, so the rest of the chain here, that's just the source. I have my new device, FBC, um, which stands for feedback chain, and basically it's a delay device where you can sandwich any effects you'd like in between. So here I have Vibe Strip, another one of my own Max for Live devices. I have a little bit of a preamp, so it's distorting, saturating a little bit, and some EQ and compression, just so that not every repeat sounds the same. It starts to layer on these effects. That's not necessary for this trick. I just think it sounds good. What is important is this instance of utility. So with the width control, I have it set, I've dropped it down to 21%. So with FBC, every time the processing for each instance of the delay, it processes whatever's in the middle. So in this case, that's vibe strip and utility. So it's going to apply more and more of these effects. So it's going to make it more and more saturated, and the EQ will apply thicker and thicker, and also make it more and more narrow as it's dropping the width each instance. The other trick, this is sort of the return node for FBC, so it's sending back the delayed signal to the start, and also forwarding the dry from here to here. But this spread, you can see there's some tips on the left. When it's down to, well, basically it's not a stereo spread per se, it's a delay spread. So if this is in the center, it's delaying the left and right channel by the same amount. When it's full max or full min, it's going to delay one of the channels by half the amount as the other. So it'll either start with the left or start with the right, or you can get somewhere in between by, you won't have an even ping pong delay if you don't have it at max or min. But that just introduces the ping pong in this case. So I'll take off utility just so you can hear it without the narrowing. And that's just a wide ping pong with quite a healthy amount of feedback. With utility on, we'll hear it narrow. So it kind of converges. And to go from narrow to wide, I have the same source. This time I have utility widening it before I process anything. So that's just, I assume it's in MS mode, and it's just boosting the side channel to make it a little wider. And then this time I used Echotron, which is my other delay plugin. That's because it has this built-in width control. So what this does is when it's at 0%, or sorry, 100%, it feeds the left channel back to the left input and the right delay back to the right input. When it's at 0, it sort of mixes them both to mono when it's feeding the delays back. But when it's at negative 100%, it's cross-feeding the delays. So the left channel delays, and then the feedback gets sent to the right channel, and the same right channel gets sent to the left channel. So I'm cross-feeding the delays here. There's other plugins that do this. I know I used to use it in one in Logic. One of the stock effects had this. But I think this is a very useful control. I have the spread here. I'm not using it this time. And I have just sort of the cleaner digital model. It is a coloration model, but it's not quite as intense as some of the other flavors. So this time I'm sort of maximizing the stereo difference with this width control, but if you don't have that, you might want to pan it a little bit left or a little bit right, just to make a bit of a difference, or EQ the right channel and left channel a little bit differently, just to sort of make a slight difference to start with. Otherwise it won't be able to exaggerate it as it's repeating. So this is what this sounds like. I'll add just a little bit of offset. You can see it starts at the center and goes outward.